So we usually start doing our maple syrup about this time of year. The key is you want to have freezing temperatures, below freezing temperatures at night and above freezing temperatures in the daytime. A lot of people around here do maple syrup in our neighborhood. I've only seen one guy who's tapped so far. We're, I guess, the second people to go. Supposed to get a little bit of a cold spell towards the end of next week, but I think we're going to be fine. So basically, tapping is really easy. All you really need to do is take your drill, 5/16 bit. You want to put it on a slight angle when you screw in, and you want to just go in and out once clean. I put a piece of tape on my drill bit, and that really just measures back to how far you want to go into the tree. If you go in and you move it around a lot, you'll have a loose connection and you'll lose a lot of your sap out to the side. So on a big tree like this, we'll put 2 taps. Generally speaking, if the tree has a circumference of a foot, you can put 1 tap, and then bigger trees obviously can take more taps. This tree last year was our best tap. The other thing you don't want to do is put your tap right beside, there's my tap from last year. So you want to be at least a foot away from that tap. And you can see I'm probably going to go somewhere over down around here, so I'm a good foot away. So I'll put the first one in right about here. So just once, nice and clean. Tap gets inserted in, and you just give it a little tap. I just bring a small hammer, and then all you do hang your bucket. The lids are kind of cool. They have this contraption here which holds them on. So basically just comes through and then snaps back in. That way if you get any rain or debris, it doesn't end up in the buckets. Not that critical. We end up straining all the sap before we boil it anyway. And as you can see, guys, this one has started running immediately. There's sap coming out. So I think we have just about the right time of year. Hopefully this tree will produce as much sap as it did last year. Got some good sap going today. Oh yeah. Almost enough. Yep, we will boil sap tomorrow. Morning, YouTube. Boiling day here. It's a little bit dreary, it's a little bit rainy, but it's supposed to rain all weekend, so I'm gonna get a fire going. I got my lawn chair there. I'm gonna get a fire going, and then we'll get at her. Just getting the fire going and drying out a little bit of wood on top. All the wood on my wood pile over there is very wet. So I'm gonna chop some wood, get her going, and I'll fill up my boiling pots and get rolling here. And this is how we do maple syrup at my place. My old granny used to cook her maple syrup on a fire pit just like this. She used galvanized metal wash tubs, which looking back probably isn't the best for you. I just use these pots that are specifically for maple syrup. So I only have 2 on there now. I'll get another 2 on the back. I'm just trying to get the fire going. It's raining on and off here. And then what'll happen is as these boil down, I'll just keep adding more and more sap to them. Then we'll reach a point where we'll just take them inside and finish them on the stove. And back one is coming to a boil now. A little hotter at the back of the fire. It'll overflow a little bit and then it'll just die down the fire. This one is close to boiling, and so is this one. I think my fire is obviously a lot hotter at the back, so that's why that one's boiling up like it is. So one of the things we do is we filter the sap before we boil it. So I have a bucket here with a filter material. We just use some clothes pegs to peg it into place. And we really just pour from one bucket to the clean bucket. And then we'll just basically pour directly from the clean bucket into the pots. And of course, a lot of wood chopping. My wood pile here is getting a little bit depleted. Still frozen. So what I try to do just do a little bit of chopping and then put it by the fire to warm up, dry out a bit. I try to use smaller pieces of wood. They burn a lot hotter and faster. Everything now is boiling, I think. Still got the lid on this guy. Yeah, boiling too. There you have it, guys. Full boil. Ooh, it's hot standing here. Fire's nice and hot now. It's raining a little bit, but I'm hoping it doesn't ruin my boil today. This will just keep going, and I will just keep adding in small amounts of sap. And as it boils down, I have about, I don't know, 2 or 3 more buckets to add into this. And then as it slowly boils down, I'll just bring it inside. Oh, they're boiling along right nicely now. Nice hot fire going there. Ooh, it's almost too hot to even stand here. Good boil going. Now, a lot of people try to boil on like turkey fryers and things like that, but this is the best way to do it in my experience, just because the fire is a lot hotter and it just cooks it a lot quicker. We first started trying this on just a turkey fryer, an outdoor propane, and just didn't do all that much. So we switched over to the fire and our cook went so much better. So as the sap boils down, I don't have any buckets left to add into the pots. I take the pots off like I did here. I'm just gonna let that cool a bit, and then I will start adding it into the 2 remaining pots. I'll do that till I get down to 1 pot, and then we'll boil that one down and take it inside to finish it off. And starting to look a little browner now. Getting close to going down to 1 pot. And there you have it. Been boiling for, I don't know, like maybe 7 hours now. It takes a while. And we're down to 1 pot. It's boiling pretty good. I've been struggling a little bit to keep it to a nice boil. As soon as this one cooks down enough to go into like a small kind of stock pot, then we'll take it inside and we'll just finish it up on the stove. Hey guys, we're at the point now where we're going to transfer from cooking on the outdoor fire to finishing it off inside. This is a bit of a sketchy spot. I've got to take it off, pour it into the smaller stock pot, and walk it up the super slippery, snowy hill without falling or burning myself. So what I do is I'll just grab it, just sit it in the snow for a minute, let it cool for a quick second. All right, let's see if we can pour this. And here we are, gonna finish it off on the stove. Just barely fit into that stock pot. It's gonna cook down probably about another 50% as to what you see here. And then we'll jar it up. Sap is boiling away. One of the things we do to test the readiness is we use a digital thermometer. Generally speaking, you want to be about 7 degrees higher than your boiling point in your area. I'm just going to assume we boil water at 212. That's everywhere else. I guess if your elevation is different, you might boil at a slightly different level. So 212 plus 7 gives me 219. We are currently at, looks like 214 and a half. So we're chugging along. Hopefully be there in the next little bit. All right, so let's do a temperature check. We are 219. We are good. Our sugar content on the hydrometer is a little bit low. You want to be on that blue line. We're dipping just a little bit above it, but I think we're good. I think we're gonna pack it. What do you say, babe?
Sure.
All right. Okay, I got my mitts on. I don't know if I need them or not. We're gonna pour it into here, which we have a double filter system to try to filter out any impurities. This is gonna make quite a bit. Just gonna pour it nice and slow. The whole house smells like maple syrup now, which I don't mind. How do you feel about that, babe?
Doesn't bother me.
All right. I don't want to lose any. I want to get every drop. Slowly remove the filters. That is exceptionally hot on my hands. Holy moly.
Shouldn't have taken the gloves off.
You are correct. It's all right. I just don't want to lose any of the syrup. There's quite a bit of guck in there. And that is sort of the impurities that you get. Trying not to spill, but we always do. And these are 1/2 liter jars?
Yes.
So you want to take them as close to the top as possible. We don't water bath these because you're basically putting liquid in there that's already 219 degrees. So we don't generally water bath them. We will just put the lid on and seal it up. And then once you hear that pop, you know you're good. Lid out of the water bath. Goes on. Whoops. Whoa, that thing's a super suction power. And there you have it. 10 hours of work yields 3.5 liters of maple syrup. It's a beautiful color. Nice dark brown. I think we're gonna have pancakes on Sunday and give it a trial run. That's it for today's video, guys. That's how we make maple syrup here at our place. If you want to see some of our other videos, just check out the links around the screen here. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.